Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Untouchable Goddess and Prophet. Again, Untouchable Goddess and Prophet. Today, we're just going to hop right in it for real. My first video was just an introduction. I'm saying hey to everybody. Hopefully, the vibes is right. Everybody having a beautiful day. It's kind of cloudy outside, but, we still have a beautiful day. You can be your own sunshine. But today, the topic of today is going to be targeted individual. Some of you may have heard it before. Some of you may have not. I'm sure on my social sites I've spoke on it before. A lot of my sites got hacked and I had to regroup and change things and all that. But it's called targeted individual. And we're going to slide a little bit into gang stalking because that ties into being a targeted individual. But it'll be another video after that where I really go in on the gang stalking. But I really just want to highlight what a targeted individual is and what that's all about. So first and foremost, a targeted individual is someone of a spiritualist like myself. You may be against the status quo. You may be highly intelligent. Whatever it is. You might call yourself a chosen one, 144,000. It's all that type of different names for us. Or, I'm not really into the titles and all that. Like I said, I am a spiritualist. I do define myself as a spiritualist, being everything I've been through during my spiritual journey. So I am a targeted individual. So hello, I am a targeted individual. But the targeted individual is a program that the government has set up for people like myself, like I just explained, for like those who say they're chosen ones, those who are chosen ones, not say those who are chosen ones, those who are against the status quo, pretty much any free-minded thinker or any person that don't fit their criteria, as they say, you are a targeted individual. This program is set up for you. Now, I'm just here to bring awareness. When I bring these videos together and for my people, I really want you to do some research yourself. That's the whole part of learning and growing. And not just so you just taking everything from me. These are things that you can research yourself. I don't want you to just basically solely get your information just off me. I want you to learn about these things, and so that you can backtrack and go over and check what I'm saying to you, because I just keep it real. Everything I say on this channel is going to be completely authentic. I'm never going to tell you a lie. I don't get paid to lie to you. I don't get paid to fool around with you. I don't get any of that. I'm not even looking for any money, donations, or anything. I'm looking for you to do what I asked you in the first video when I was giving my introduction. Speak once, listen twice. That's why you got 2 ears and 1 mouth. Speak once and listen twice. So this is that listening part right now. It's time to listen, because this is very serious. This is vital to our lives, and there's a lot of people that don't know about this targeted individual program, especially from our own government. I'm not here to tell you who the enemy is. That's for you to identify. I'm not telling you that the government is our enemy, but I am telling you what's going on behind the scenes. And behind the scenes, whether you know it or not, there is a program that the government has designed for targeted individuals, people like myself, highly intelligent, knowledgeable, know what's going on, aware, against the status quo, free thinkers, free-minded, just free individuals, all chosen ones, 144,000. And this targeted individual program causes gang stalkers, which is why I say we're going to touch a little bit on gang stalking as well. But I want you guys to write down targeted individual. And sometime when you got some free time, I don't know what goes on in your day or anything like that, but you should research targeted individual. Targeted individual. It is a government program. And in that program of being a targeted individual, basically the government hire gang stalkers, people that get paid like bums. It could be anybody, family members, just anybody who's really, against you or don't like what you're doing or how you carrying yourself, how you living your life, how you bringing knowledge to the forefront, or, maybe jealous of you, anything, friends, family, foes. Anybody could be a part of it. And the government pays these people. Like prisons is big business. They get a lot of their people from prisons. Like I said, we'll touch on that, big businesses and all of that somewhere down the line in another video. But I'm trying to keep it on a targeted individual and slide in the gang stalking, how it, it plays a part in being a targeted individual. I'm a targeted individual, so I know. So I know about life. I know it from experiences on life and what I'm going through right now. It just comes with the territory being me. And, I take it on head on proudly. And It used to be a situation for me that, that was a downer, but now I embrace it, and it makes me stronger going through it, And I want to share this information with my people because that's what I do. I'm here to bring awareness. And we should be aware about something like that, especially from our own government that we trust in, well, that you guys may trust in. But yes, and if you're a target individual, for y'all the target individuals out there that know, that's watching this video, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm talking about, and we know how serious it can really get. But basically, they bring in people, they hire people. Like I said, it could be bums on the street, prison inmates, your family, friends, whatever, your neighbors, anybody can be involved in this. And it's basically a group of people who basically try to surveil, attack, and discredit you, because they don't want you, discredit you, stop you from being that target. So they target you from telling information and getting information out like what I'm doing right now. But I don't care. I'm already targeted. I done had hits on my head. For me, it can't get any worse. I just embrace it and move along my day, and I don't worry about that. I let the higher power take care of that. So we're going to talk about the gang stalking. Like I said, they hire people to stalk you, to surveil, attack you, and discredit you. And some of these people take it to the length of where they would just destroy your whole life. Like, kill your family members. I mean, I've been through all of that. So what I'm speaking on is things that I've experienced. Like, kill your family members, threaten your friends, family. I mean, just it's insane. Tear your businesses down. Anything to make you stop doing what you're doing. And that probably is spreading knowledge. So these gang stalkers, like I said, they can come as neighbors. From my personal experience, I'm giving you my personal experience. I was going through a rough time in an abusive situation back in 2019. I got out of that relationship. I went to a shelter, a battered women's shelter. Started getting myself back together, of course, making money, get my mind cleared. I got myself together. I moved out. I moved into an apartment in Akron, Ohio. That was where I was staying. Moved in there. I stayed there about a year, a little over, I'm going to say about 18 months. During that time, I was going through a lot. Just getting myself together, just rearranging my whole life or whatever the case was. I found out that my neighbor that stayed upstairs from me was a sex predator from the neighbor next door to me. A guy next door told me, like, little mama, you should watch out. I don't know if you checked them out or not, but you got a predator staying upstairs from you. And I already had an altercation with him because he was looking through the window at my wife masturbating, and so we had an altercation. So right then and there, that alerted me, made me aware of this, where I was at. So I actually Googled the guy, and I found out he was on sexoffenderohio.gov, and he was highlighted as a sex predator. Like, and he was on parole at the time when he was staying there. So I was kind of confused at this point. Like, how is there not only a sex predator staying above me, a single woman, which my landlord never told me about, which he was supposed to address that to see if I still wanted to even rent that place out, but he did not. So it was already kind of weird then. But then on top of it, I stayed directly across the street from a daycare. And I was like, oh my God, like, not only is it a parolee across the street from the daycare, but this parolee is a sex predator. You know what I'm saying? So that already caught my attention right then and there, that something was wrong or abnormal, because you know that they don't place a sex predator that just got out of prison across the street from a daycare. That's already a red flag right there. So I really started thinking after my neighbor told me that, like, what is really going on? Now I know my situation, and I've been dealing with my spirituality and going through spiritual awakening since 2014. So I kind of seen some things since I started waking up and tapping into my higher self and, accomplishing a lot, starting my business, writing my books and all that. I've been attacked, basically. You know what I'm saying? So I knew about the attacks. I've been attacked several times, but this was at a higher level. I guess they decided what we're doing is not stopping her. She's still going on, and she's becoming successful and making a lot of money behind this. So we need to really slow her down. So I assumed that's why they hired my neighbor that stayed upstairs from me to participate in this targeted individual program and begin the gang stalking. Now, I had a situation back in 2015 where I realized I was being gang stalked when I stayed in Columbus, or whatever the case was. It was severe because my brother got poisoned and all that situation. I mean, like I said, that would be a video for another time. So I'm trying to really stick to my story real quick. So I'm trying to stick to that. We'll get into all that another time. But anyway, checked out the sex predator that stayed upstairs with me. Really overwhelmed at this point. Like, why my landlord didn't tell me about I got a sex predator upstairs and give me that option to, not move in here and get my money back and all those things. So I was like really going crazy. And I'm a people person and I love kids, you guys. I love kids. So I'm concerned about the kids. I even actually went across the street to the daycare and told the people, like, do you guys know there's a sex predator standing across the street? And they, they didn't even know. They like, wait, what? What's going on? We're going to have to check into it. Da-da-da-da. Told me they got extra surveillance and they got certain people in the neighborhood watching. So they'll check into it. But, thanks for sharing that information because they didn't know. Now, I remember when I moved in, my landlord said something to me as he was doing a background check on me before I moved in. He told me, like, when I came in, he was acting all weird and, I don't know, but I was in the middle of working 2 jobs at that time and really getting my money stacked up so I can invest in my business and take care of what I need to take care of. So I really needed a spot to move out of the shelter because I needed my own space. So I was just head on focused on moving out the shelter and doing that. You know what I'm saying? And I remember my landlord said to me, it did dawn on me till all this took place, but my landlord was a part of it from the beginning. And I remember him telling me when I came in, like, I did a background check on you. He was acting all real secretive and everything, like, come here, let me talk to you. So I'm like, okay, what's up? That's your job to do a background check or whatever the case is. So I wasn't worried about that or anything, but he told me, like, do you know the DOJ, the CIA, the FBI is looking for you? And I'm looking at him like, who you been talking to? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking like, who you been talking to? But I guess from a slumlord, he didn't care. He was just looking to get money. But he seemed like he was frightened for him. So that obviously let me know at that time somebody approached him about something. I mean, he had to be approached in some form or fashion. If he coming to me telling me, like, the DOJ, the CIA, and the FBI is looking for you, like, why would those people be looking for you? So I just told him, like, look, I just got an abusive relationship and dealing with a lot going on. So maybe they could be looking for me from the situation I was dealing with. And the person I was dealing with, I mean, they wasn't a good person, obviously. We going through domestic violence and all this other craziness that's going on. So, which is why I separated myself from it. So it wasn't surprising that he said that. I mean, saying the DOJ and the FBI and the CIA, those are like big time federal agencies. So I'm like, why would they be looking for me? But, I'm not a fool. I'm not stupid. I've been doing my spiritual thing for a while now. And I know I'm on the government watch list as I check myself out as well. So, of course, the government is watching me. They want to know what I'm saying, what I'm sharing, information I'm sharing with people, what I'm talking about. They're nervous because I cracked the code. I know things that I'm not supposed to know unless you're secret society. And we'll talk about more on secret society as well and what that all means and all that. But I don't focus on that. I don't worry about that. The all-seeing eye is the most high for me. That's the creator. That's who created me. That's who sees everything and knows everything before it happened, when it happened, all that. So I just trust in the higher power just with everything I've been through. So I don't really worry about what man is doing around me, what people are doing around me. I focus on what I need to do for self and what makes me better so I can get in touch with my higher self. That's what I focus on through my day. That's how I'm able to create at the level that I create at. So, but at this time, like I said, I had that conversation with my landlord and it was already tripped out. But then I also seen he was a slumlord as well. But it did, like I said, I was just trying to get into a space where I can get by myself and from around a lot of people and be able to do what I need to do so I can create these projects and get this business started or whatever the case was. So, of course, he never told me as a slumlord, he's trying to get my money at this point. He don't care if the DOJ, the CIA, the feds looking for me, or if they did approach him and talk to him, he's a part of the bull. So it let me know of why he didn't tell me that I had a sex predator staying upstairs from me, because they were all in cahoots about this. And this Gangstalking, like I said, it can involve anybody. You know what I'm saying? Family, friends, neighbors, all of that. Spouses. I mean, nobody is safe out here. When the government get involved and they get to threatening people, you don't know, people got liabilities. Good people might not want to do the things that they do. They might not want to participate in the stalking and all that, but they got liabilities out here. You don't know what type of threats they up under, what type of pressure they up under. And so I try not to judge, and I try to put myself in people's shoes before I judge. You know what I'm saying? And before I say, oh, this person is a horrible person, because I don't know them and they don't know me. Who am I to judge and say that they this horrible person? I know people got liabilities. I know people love their kids. You got to do what you got to do what you got to do. You understand what I'm saying? You have to do what you got to do to stay alive and to make sure the people that you love, most definitely those kids, is protected by any means necessary, because that's what a parent does. That's what a guardian is, to protect those kids. So I try not to judge, even though wrong is wrong and you shouldn't attack anybody. I don't know what type of pressure they're up under when these type of crazy people approach them. But anyway, gang stalking plays a role in the targeted individual program because these people get together. It's groups of people, and they get together and they do the slandering campaign and the noise campaigns, and that's really how it starts. And that's really one of the ways you can tell if you're part of gang stalking, because it starts with the noise campaign, like everybody around you making noise. They know you they get the word she's trying to create. She in there trying to do this and do that. We want to distract her from doing that. So what's the first thing you do to distract the person from doing that? You cause noise. And this is when I realized my neighbor was a part of it, because out of nowhere, I believe in, you don't gotta be all cool and homeboy, homegirl with your neighbor and all of that, but you do need to be cordial. You understand what I'm saying? You do need to be cordial. And when I moved in where I was at, I spoke. I seen my neighbor and I spoke, because that's what you do. Just to let them know I'm gonna be down here, blase, but no real communication. But I just feel like that's just being a good person and being a good neighbor. You're supposed to address your neighbors and you're supposed to speak, let them know you here, and let your presence be known, let your presence be felt, and let them know that it is what it is. But this is when I realized my neighbor was a part of it, and that he already, like I said, I didn't find out he was a sex predator until a little bit down the line during the gang stalking and everything that was going on. My neighbor came over and talked to me about it, and so it really clicked in, like that's what's going on, because I have never did anything to this man. Besides the fact that he's a sex predator and he's been in prison for raping women and molesting kids. Whoa, that's out there. But I didn't notice at the time, so I didn't approach him on that thought process of knowing that. I approached him as he's a regular neighbor. He gonna be here, I'm gonna be here, and we need to be cordial, period. But during the time, out of nowhere, my neighbor just started stomping on the ceilings. I'm talking about like all types of night and day. I'm downstairs creating, listening to my music, just doing me in my own house where I pay rent at, vibing, doing things that I'm supposed to be doing, that I'm allowed to do, that I pay to do. And like out of nowhere, he just started. This man is 60 plus years old, you guys. You actually can look him up on sex offender Ohio.gov as Daniel Riley Anderson. Now, I don't want to get to the slander campaigns and all that, but it just if you think I'm lying or, I like to fact check. I'm about the facts. Nothing's better to me than paid facts. So I want you, and when I'm giving y'all these stories and this information, I want y'all to be able to look this up too. Like, this is serious. Like, she for real. Like, this man's really on sex offender Ohio.gov highlighted as a sex predator. I want you to know, I want you to feel me. I'm authentic. I don't got no reason to lie about anything. So he started stumping on the ceilings. Acting crazy in the middle of the night, early in the day. I'm in the middle of sleeping. That startles you when you in the house sleeping and somebody just starts stumping in the ceiling. I'm talking about like he about to break through the floor type of shit. Like, now a couple times that when he first started doing it, I was like, okay, maybe he going through something. He older. I don't know what his medical history is. You know what I'm saying? So maybe he going through some things. So I let it slide a little bit, but after I realized he was intentionally doing it to cause problems and confusion for me, we had a problem. I reported it to my landlord, as I should do. You know what I'm saying? My landlord, like, well, I don't know, maybe he's on drugs or da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But the whole time, as I just told you about my landlord, not even telling me that a sex predator is above me. Then when I first come in, he telling me, oh, I got, the DOJ, the CIA, and the FBI is looking for you. So he already knew what was going on. You understand what I'm saying? So he knew what was going on. That's the reason he never did anything about it. You understand what I'm saying? A landlord is supposed to protect his tenants, especially those that's giving you money. You getting my money, I'm supposed to be able to be in peace in my home. You understand what I'm saying? So he just started telling me like, well, just make reports to the police about it. Knowing, like I said, he knows what's going on. So he knows the police is not going to do anything about it. But in the meantime, he's still collecting my money. You understand what I'm saying? He's eating off my money. So what is he going to say and do? But he knew the police wasn't going to do anything about it because they take part in it. This is their program. So the neighbor going crazy, stumping on the ceilings all in and out the day. Like breaking the lights is becoming loose and stuff from him stumping. And it got crazy. I tried to ignore that because I wasn't really home a lot and all that as well. So I tried to ignore that because I was moving around too. So I just tried to ignore him. Maybe he was going through something. It never dawned on me yet. It didn't dawn on me yet. You know what I mean? It did, but it didn't. You know what I mean? But I'm going through that. I'm in and out working on my business or whatever the case is. I'm actually also still going through the healing process. So for about 6 months of time, I stayed home because I was going through the healing process and dealing with depression and, just from the situation I prior was dealing with. And I was, on my playgirl thing. So, it's no secret that I don't, gender identify. So I had a guy friend at the time and a female friend at the time. So I'm on my playgirl shit. So I'm really going through a lot, and I'm trying to separate myself from both of them. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to separate myself from both of them and make sure that's completely blocked out of my life while I'm taking care of what I need to take care of as far as business, life, where my money is concerned, where my finances is concerned, and things like that. And just things I love to do. But it just became chaotic. Like I got me, I like shoes. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all know me. I'm simple. I like shoes and I love cars and I love foreign cars. So I was pulling up to the house, thinking everything was okay. I'm pulling up to the house in different cars, bringing my, it's my home, bringing my things there that I enjoy. You know what I'm saying? This man got to tearing up my BMW that was outside. Like certain things start happening to my car. My mail was coming up missing. And these are all the things that these gang stalkers do. They steal because they trying to, they in your business. They want to know what she's doing, who she's talking to, what she's talking about, how is she making her money. Anything to destroy your life. Because that's the whole purpose of the gang stalking program. To surveil, attack, discredit, and target the individual. And sometimes it gets to a level to where they will destroy your whole life. And that's what this maniac was doing. Like stealing my mail, tearing up my cars. He started even to the point where he started breaking into my house. I had a period at the time. I left one day, baby too. I left my house one day, came back in. My period was dead. Now, who would do that? I don't even deal with people. I'm introvert. And if you know me, I'm introvert like a motherfucker. I don't even be around people. I don't even keep people in my space. I might dibble and dabble a little bit. I'm extrovert when I got to take care of business. But when I'm at my home, it ain't too many people coming through. And if they do, we going to smoke a blunt or two. We going to chop it real quick. And they got to be on their way. I don't even deal with a lot of people. I don't even bring a lot of people to my home. That's my safe place. So I came home and my bird was dead. So I'm like, oh, he done took it way out of me. He's starting to break into my house during these times and all this incident with my property is being vandalized, my mail is being stolen, noise campaigns with the noise and everything trying to distract me and, keep me from doing what I'm doing, keep me from focusing. I'm reporting this to the police at the time. Now, remind you, it's the police job to investigate. It's already a man on parole. Parole, y'all. I'm not on parole. I ain't never even been to prison. You see the difference in what I'm saying? I ain't never even been to prison. This is what the police can look up. So I'm reporting this sex predator, this maniac that's acting crazy and doing all these things. I'm reporting this to the police. And you know what? They're not even doing anything about it. They're not investigating or anything like that. Now, from my history, I went to school for criminal justice and, law enforcement. So from my recollection and from my knowledge, when a parolee has a history of violence, automatically they're supposed to intervene. And they're damn sure supposed to be an investigation. None of that occurred. They tried to make it seem like I'm crazy. Oh, maybe is he maybe just going through something. We'll go upstairs and talk to him about it. Talking to him about it did nothing. It got worse. Like they was telling him to continue to keep doing it. Like it got worse and worse and worse. I mean, my property is being vandalized. I got to pay for these things. It's coming out of my pocket. My mail was being screwed with. That's a federal offense automatically. When my mail was being tampered with. So when my bird got killed, it lets me know that it's a breaking and entrance now. Like he's coming into my private space right now. You understand what I'm saying? My bird's dead. Who would do that? So it was a lot going on. But during these incidents, I'm reporting this to the police. And they're not doing anything. I even had recorded evidence of him threatening me. At that point, they're supposed to step in. I'm a single female staying downstairs and I'm a woman. And there's a parolee over my head who has a history of violence towards women and children. And I'm a single woman by myself. And I'm telling you, I have no I don't know this man besides him being my neighbor. We have no sexual history, no relationship, sexual or anything of that nature. I don't know him. You understand? I'm telling them these things. And on top of it, I recorded the information. I recorded him threatening me one day. Got it on record. Showed the officer. They did nothing. He tried to like sweep it up under the rug. So I'm looking like, so basically I have to defend myself, or I have to either remove myself from the premises, or I have to, and while I'm here, before I remove myself, I have to defend myself. So of course I got guns and things to protect me. I'm standing around a maniac at this point. And the law enforcement that's saying that they protecting and serving is not protecting and serving me. I pay my goddamn taxes. What do you mean? You know, I'm a business owner. I do the right things. What do you mean you're not going to investigate that? At that very moment, when I showed them that video evidence, they were supposed to get involved. And he really was supposed to be arrested. That's a violation. On top of it, you guys, I waited till his parole officer came over to the house one day, spoke to her, because she actually knocked on my window thinking he was downstairs or whatever the case is, which lets me know that they don't check on their parolees like they supposed to, because why would you not know where he stay at? So that kind of already drew red flags as well. Like, you don't even know where your parolee stays at because you're knocking on my window, my door. So it just was just a complete mess, you guys, like a complete mess. But the point I'm making, these gang stalkers, they start with the noise campaign, which my neighbor did, and then they just get completely out of control, especially when they know that the law protecting them behind this. I mean, it just got outrageous. So I found out later on that the man was breaking into my house, poisoning my food. I was getting sick. Y'all know I'm a health whiz, you guys. I stress health. I'm very careful about what I put in my body, what I eat, because you are what you eat. We had that conversation on the introduction. You are what you eat. And I take pride in eating healthy and being a healthy person. So I started getting sick out of the blue. Certain things start going on them with my health that I'm like, what is really going on? Because I take very good care of myself.